All right. Moving to the cleaning vendor.
Is there plumbing quotes before that?
I'm sorry?
We had to order. Is there plumbing quotes?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, cleaning vendor up next.
Okay. I'm like, did I miss something? All right. So cleaning vendor. We did receive an email from Scott stating that he had not seen the cleaning vendor on property since something.
28 days.
So I went back and asked the question of, hey, was she there? And I was told that she was there on June 2nd. So I went back to the video, and I did find her on June 2nd there. And I guess what happened, from my understanding, is she has some sort of medical issue, which is why she wasn't there. So her payment this pay period would be prorated for the time that she skipped or missed, which I'm assuming is 2 weeks.
At any point did she let you know that there was a medical condition and she wasn't coming to work?
No, unfortunately she did not. Well, we reached out to her when you sent us the email regarding that, and I was just looking this up here. Yeah, she was last there May 15th, and then she skipped 2 weeks, and then June 2nd and June 12th. When we reached out to her, she said, I'm really apologize. I wasn't there for a couple of weeks, due to a medical issue. You can just go ahead and prorate my, my next bill off. I did advise her that, that's not okay. You can't just skip out, and not let us know ahead of time. So we did tell her that basically at the beginning of every month to give us a list of dates that she'd been there, so that we have a record of those. So she's keeping track.
How did she get in the gate on the 2nd without using her key?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Morgan, is she on auto pay?
Yes, she gets paid monthly. That's right.
Is there not a reason why she should be sending perhaps an invoice monthly of the dates that she's actually there to prevent from these issues from happening?
Yeah, that's essentially what I suggested. So she's going to send us a list of the dates that she serviced.
So you'll receive the dates prior to submitting payment?
Yes, that would be the case. Yeah, we would receive the dates around the beginning of the month, and then we do our payables around the 10th of the month.
Okay.
But what we're not going to do, we're not going to go and check the cameras. Every time we submit an invoice, it's just like any other vendor, the landscaper, the pool guy. We're not going to go and make sure that they did their visit every single time. Thankfully Scott was able to see that she no-showed for those 2 weeks. But pretty much if you guys see, the same thing with the cleaning. If
Does she have a contract?
Or the landscape start lacking, then, you let us know and we can
I like the landscaper. You might think that I hate all the vendors. I do not. The landscaper's great. And I emailed you this already, haven't heard a response, but does she have a contract with the corporation?
She does not have a written contract, no.
Does any of her vendors have a contract with the corporation?
I would have to check the records. I think
besides you.
Does any of the board know that?
So who's agreeing to how many days she comes out, and how are we holding them to any accountability if there's no written contract? We have no grounds to say you didn't do what you agreed to on this contract. So it's just word of mouth, handshake deal?
Are you asking me or the board?
I guess anybody that has any answers whatsoever. I didn't hire any of these people.
As far as I'm aware, the cleaner was hired, was voted on in a board meeting last year by all the board. So the other vendors, I don't know when they were employed.
And the same was with John, our landscaping guy. He gave us a quote per month. We discussed it as a group in a meeting, and that's how he was hired on. Because he gave us 2 different quotes, and we chose the one quote over the other. So that, go ahead.
He's reliable. I have no problem with him. I like him. So.
Okay.
I'm just curious why we don't have contracts for these people. So, like, how would we be able to enforce that she didn't come when she was supposed to, when there's no written contract when she was supposed to come?
Yeah, I think the only answer to that, which I mean, this is the board to answer, but I'll just give you my opinion on that, is that with no contract, if she doesn't do her job, then you can also fire her immediately if you feel like she's not doing her job correctly either. So yes, it is a good idea for all the vendors to have a contract, but there's also pros of just having a verbal agreement as well. Now, from my understanding, from when the cleaner was hired, she was hired at a rate lower than a professional cleaning company. So the service is probably not going to be as professional as hiring, an LLC. But I mean, that's up to the board to make those decisions.
But she's licensed and insured?
Not licensed, but yeah, we did receive insurance.
Does she require a license?
To clean, I don't believe there's any license needed to clean.
Okay.
All right. So as we have gone through that, we know that she's going to be prorated, and that if at any given time she doesn't give you the times that she has come, then she shouldn't be, but shouldn't be paid. So I guess what Erica's question was, is there an automatic payment to her? And if so, is there a way for you not to do an automatic payment until you get her dates that she actually did service?
Maybe we can not pay her for 28 days by accident.
I'm coming up with a solution to the problem, which is making sure that if she is getting paid, that she is actually there. So what I'm suggesting is that she give you the dates and then you make the payment to her.
Maybe she needs a signing sheet, like a DH 921 log for the Department of Health. She comes in, she signs in, it's laminated, just the time I was here, check, done. So if she decides to climb over the gate to get in, or however she got in without using her key, there's at least a log stating when she was there. I don't know.
That sounds like a pretty good solution to that. So, do you want to make up a log that she can sign when she comes in?
Yeah, and concurrently, I think we should explore other avenues as well to see if there's somebody more reliable. But we'll see.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put a sign sheet there for her.
Who's going to make up the log and post that?
Do you have currently, Scott? Do you have whatever item number that you just said, D something?
Well, I was just making an example based on the logs that are required with the pool chemistry.
Okay.
Have a sign-in sheet similar to that where she comes in and does. So, I don't know. I can make one, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and then leave a Sharpie and laminate it, and then she can sign it, put the date.
Correct. All right.